This job was a nightmare. Still, it was better than nothing. I don't even remember where I found it anymore, but ever since I lost my job, this was pretty much my only option. Call center customer support, I think that already says enough. And as if that wasn't bad enough, this wasn't even a company call center. It was more like a general helpline. Random people calling in with random bullshit. I'd only been working there for 2 weeks, but in that short time I'd already heard just about every kind of stupidity imaginable. You wouldn't believe how many people still use phone lines like this to ask for cake recipes or help with a cat stuck in a tree. But yeah, those people still exist. The workplace itself wasn't that bad. Just an average office filled with painfully average, boring people. Honestly, thinking back on it, I barely talked to anyone during those 2 weeks. Everyone was locked inside their own little world, snatching up calls as fast as they came in. I never would be thought a place like this could still get so many calls these days. Good morning, inmate number 17. Ready to work? Adam, my boss, said as he walked up to my desk. The guy gave me chills. Especially with that stupid joke of his, calling me some kind of prisoner every single morning. He walked around the office like everyone else was a parasite, and he was graciously allowing us to stay alive. Morning, Adam, I said with a forced smile. Yeah. I'm ready. Fantastic, buddy, Adam said, slapping my back hard, masking his superiority with fake friendliness. But listen, Lucas, you had a little slip up yesterday, remember? Oh. I played dumb. Something wrong. Well, pal, how do I put this? Adam said, smacking his lips. You can't just hang up on people, right? That's literally our job. Listening to every problem. But you know what? I'll let it slide this time. Just for you, because you're new. Now move it, inmate. Work as waiting. Adam turned on his heel and walked away with that smug, self-important stride of his. Oh, and one more thing, Lucas, he said, turning back with a cheesy flourish of his suit jacket. You're on night shift starting next week. Your probation period is over. We need people at night. But Adam, no, but, Lucas. I've got things to do. With a single dismissive wave, Adam left the office like a man convinced he'd done a great job. Fucking asshole, I muttered under my breath. The co-workers around me didn't react at all. It was like they hadn't heard a word. They were already talking into their headsets, taking calls like nothing had happened. As usual, the weekend flew by way too fast. And like so many other times, I barely noticed it ending until I suddenly found myself heading back to the office on a Monday night. I had exactly one hope going into the night shift, that fucking asshole Adam wouldn't be there. At least, that's what I told myself. The moment I stepped into the massive office, that last bit of hope evaporated. Good evening, inmate number 86, Adam grinned right into my face, clutching a mug of coffee. So how are we feeling about your first night shift? Well, I'm a little tired, I said, trying to sound friendly. But I'm curious to see how the night goes. Ha! Adam laughed, completely fake. It's gonna be great, buddy. Now get to your station, the shift is about to start. I walked past Adam toward my desk, rolling my eyes. I could feel him staring at me, that huge, condescending grin plastered on his face as I dragged myself over to my chair. That's when I noticed something was off. My desk, my usual spot, was already taken. A hunched over, skinny old man with glasses was sitting there. It was hard to tell whether he was asleep or just deeply lost in thought. I didn't know what to do, so I just walked up next to him, hoping he'd notice me. Walter. Adam barked almost immediately. You're in the wrong seat, old man. Huh? What? The old guy jolted awake. Who? Where? Excuse me, I said gently. I think this is my spot. Oh, right, the old man said, looking around, embarrassed. I sat one desk over. Sorry. Walter grabbed his ancient leather briefcase with the metal clasps and shuffled over one seat as fast as his age would allow. Old bastard, Adam muttered behind us, just loud enough to hear. I glanced back at Adam, then at Walter, who clearly hadn't heard him and was busy trying to get comfortable at his new desk. I finally sat down in my seat. Name is Walter, the old man said, offering his hand. What is yours, son? Lucas, I replied, shaking his bony hand. It surprised me how good it felt to have someone talk to me, someone other than Adam, someone who didn't treat me like I was invisible. Walter's presence felt strange. A few more people arrived for the night shift, but they were just the usual office zombies. No greetings when they walked in. No curiosity on their faces about who I was or what the night might bring. It was like their minds were somewhere else entirely. First night shift. Walter leaned in and asked quietly. Yeah, I nodded, turning on my computer. There's one thing you need to remember, he whispered. And I mean really remember it. Don't hang up. Not a single call. You understand? You're not allowed to hang up. What? I asked, confused, when I saw how deadly serious his expression was. No matter what, Walter said, staring straight into my eyes. No matter who is calling. You cannot hang up. You hear me? If you do, it's not just you who pays for it. The others will too. Walter, it's just a phone job, I said with a nervous smile. Worst case, they fire me. No need to take it this seriously. Attention, little mice. Adam shouted from the middle of the office. Shift is starting. Everyone get to work. Hands moving, spin those little hamster wheels. Let us go. Let us go. Just do what I told you, Walter whispered. And everything will be fine. I kept smiling awkwardly, then put the headset on. Time to work, just like the gloriously rotten Adam had ordered. I had barely put the headset on when the first call came through. Hello, this is Lucas. How can I help you tonight? I said automatically as the line connected. what I didn't expect was complete silence. As if no one was on the other end at all. I glanced around, confused, half expecting someone to be messing with me. But nothing happened. I just waited. As uncomfortable as those long seconds of silence were, I still preferred them to listening to some old woman explain why her toenail had fallen off. Hello? Is anyone there? I asked, bored more than concerned. Hee came the sound from the other end. A childish giggle. Like a little girl trying and failing to hold back laughter. Hi, I said slowly. Who am I speaking with? Can I help you with something? Silence again. I couldn't even hear breathing on the line. Nothing at all. I leaned back in my chair and glanced over at Walter. The old man was deep into a call, talking non-stop. Hee came another sound, this time clearly both a boy and a girl. All right, goodbye, I snapped, already reaching for the button to disconnect the call. A hand suddenly clamped down on my shoulder. I hadn't seen him approach. I would be sworn he hadn't been there a second earlier. Adam was standing next to me, wearing that fake, friendly smile, squeezing my shoulder just a little too hard. Adam, they're just kids messing with me, I said, pulling the headset off. Lucas Adam's face went completely blank in an instant. This is your job. I told you not to hang up. I stopped you in time. You listened to them. End of discussion. Then, like a king surveying his domain, he walked away. I watched him nervously as he patrolled the desks like a prison guard, that disgusting, smug grin never leaving his face. I'm here, kids. How can I help you? I forced myself to say, putting the headset back on. Hee, the girl giggled again. So what is it? I muttered it.